Om Shanti and a very good morning to all. Today we are going to read the Murli dated 22nd February 1986. The title of the Murli is Spiritual Service, the Altruistic Service. So it's a 2-day Murli. We will read it today and also continue with the same on Monday. So it is a very beautiful Murli where Baba deeply explains the meaning of an honest sevadar and honest seva. He has clearly mentioned at a few places about what and which effort is not really considered as seva, honest seva. Also, Baba has elaborated on different kinds of types of sevadharis and uh, seva or service. Also, Baba speaks about his left and right hand sevadari children. So, a very, very clear, I believe, and yet a very subtle Murli on what is service and how are we to carry ourselves during any kind of spiritual service. Okay. So let's read the Murli together. Today, the Father, the world benefactor of all souls, is seeing his server children who are his companions in service. From the beginning, server children have been Bap Dada's companions. Bap Dada made the children into incognito instruments and has now revealed them to do world service until the end. In the beginning, Father Brahma and the Brahman children were incognito instruments for service. Now, the Shakti army and the Pandav army of the server children are carrying out a task in front of the world very visibly. So earlier, Baba says that it was very incognito, and now it is in the revealed form, the Pratyaksh form. Baba says, very good zeal and enthusiasm for service can be seen in the majority of children. There has been love for service from the beginning, and that will remain till the end. Brahman life is a life of service. See, Baba says Brahman life is a life of service. That means whenever I am on the stage or I am reading out a Murli or I am presenting something or I am, in an exhibition giving Baba's parichay to somebody, introducing Baba to someone. Not only that, but whatever we are doing, that has to be a form of service with the awareness that I am a sevadar. Also, Baba has mentioned in the earlier Murlis as well that every act of yours should be some kind of service. Right? I find this very beautiful where Baba says Brahman life is a life of service. Brahman souls cannot survive without service. The elevated method of protecting yourself from Maya and for staying alive is service alone. Service also makes you yoga yuk. Service also makes you yoga yuk. This comes from a very practical experience of mine that whenever you feel low, or whenever there's not that kind of zeal and enthusiasm, which should be, and you don't feel like sitting in yoga at times. So simply, I've done this many times, go to the center, ask Devi for some or the other seva, and try to do it. And that really, really changes you. Uh, I don't know, in merely in few minutes or few seconds, because that immediately connects you or brings you back to Baba's, uh, what can I say, the atmosphere, the Vayumandal, to Baba's close vibrations. And that really helps. So here where Baba is mentioning that it is a very good form where you can save yourself from Maya and stay alive. Service, and the other one, it also makes you yoga. This is true. This happens. If you are not really able to uh, meditate or sit and do yoga, take up some form of service, but that has to be either from the center or related to, you know, some or the other Baba's groups or something like that, because that is going to make us yoga. Further, Baba adds on, but which service? One is service of the mouth, the service of relating what you have heard. The other is the service of speaking through your mind to become an embodiment of the sweet words you have heard, to serve through your form, the altruistic service, service through renunciation and tapasya, altruistic service that is beyond limited desires. So which service is going to make us yog? A service which is not only just in sweet words, but being an embodiment of those. Serving through that form. Like taking an example, if Baba says that uh, you are a messenger of peace, Shanti ke doot, and you have to like present something or speak about this topic. So be like you yourself need to become that form of peace. Absorb that swaman into yourself and then go and speak out to somebody. And then here where Baba also mentioned that it's not only about speaking, you need to do it through your mind, that you need to be an honest embodiment there. Not only for that span, but you need to have a good practice of that. Right? It is similar to practicing something and then sharing it with others. Right? Otherwise, many a times where Baba gives an example of a pandit, right, who never does things himself but keeps on telling others to do it. Right? The Baba says service through renunciation and tapasya, the altruistic service that is beyond limited desire. This is called godly service, spiritual service. The service of just serving with the mouth is called service simply to please oneself. In order to please everyone, service with the mind and mouth has to take place at the same time. To serve with the mind means to serve with words while in the state of man, mana, bhav. Now, this is very subtle, very deep. To serve with the mind means to serve with words while in the state of man, mana, bhav. Many a times it happens that if we are to prepare for something, if we are to go on a stage, what we immediately try to focus on is the matter that we are going to present, the content. Um, Often at times we even focus on the vocal, the type, and the throw of the voice, the pitch, the sound. But it's not that. Everything falls into place if we stick into that form. Maybe we can discuss about this, like where Baba spoke about service through renunciation and tapasya. What will come under this? Right? And maybe here during the discussion we can understand deeply about service not only through the mouth but with your form. Further, Baba says, today, Bap Dada was seeing both his right hand server children and his left hand server children. Both types are servers, but there is a difference between the right and the left. It sounds so different, no? When Baba says the right hand and the left hand. He normally doesn't do that, right? But the right hand is always an altruistic server. The left hand becomes an instrument for service with the desire of eating one limited fruit of service or the other in this world. That one is an incognito server and the other is a server for name. One moment he does service and the next moment earns a name. Very good, very good. However, you do something now and you instantly eat the fruit. You don't accumulate in your account. Um, See, many a times what will happen is while we are at the center, while we are amongst the Brahmin family, it is easy to be good. It is easy to be smiling. It is easy to be good and to to keep that server kind of an image there is easy. But as soon as you come back home, when you are amongst the others, who are your family members, maybe your friends, at that point also, with those people whom we stay with 24/7, there also do we have this kind of uh, thought or this kind of that uh, ability to even be a server there also, the conscious awareness that I am a server here as well, not only there but here as well, right? Or is it like something is coming up and I'm quickly getting irritated, getting fidgety? In the subtle, I'm feeling like, oh God, what is all this now? What is the scenario? We need to check. We need to really check. How do I perform when I am with my close relatives, with my family members, and how do I behave when I am amongst the Brahmin family? If I find a difference there, then I really need to improve myself, right? Because when Baba speaks about the left and the right, so there this fact also comes in that those who do it for a name will always do good in front of the others. But what when you are not on a stage, or what when you are not amongst the family? The Baba says, however, you do something now and you instantly eat the fruit. You don't accumulate in your account. An incognito server means an altruistic server. One is an altruistic server and the other is a server wanting a name. Even though an incognito server remains incognito in name at the present time, he remains constantly filled with the happiness of success. Some children think I am doing everything, but my name is not mentioned. Whereas the names of those who earn fame in service with external show are mentioned a great deal. However, it is not like that. The sounds from the hearts of those who earn an imperishable name altruistically reaches the heart. This is so good. Your pure effort, my pure effort, is definitely going to reach the other side in the purest form. No matter if somebody speaks good, no matter if somebody does not speak good, no matter if somebody does not have a good skill of presenting, something which is being spoken from the heart touches the heart. This is so good. And I know everybody might have experienced this. Further, Baba says it cannot remain hidden. The sparkle of being a true server is definitely visible on his face and in his form. If a server for name earns his name here, then although that was done for the future, he ate the fruit and finished it, and so he didn't make the future elevated or imperishable. This is why Bapdada has a complete record of all the servers. Continue to do service and do not think about earning a name. Think about accumulating. Claim a right to the imperishable fruit. Each of you has come here for an everlasting inheritance. If you eat the fruit of service for a temporary period, then the right to an everlasting inheritance will be reduced. Therefore, remain an altruistic server who is free from temporary desires. Become a right hand and continue to move forward in service. There is greater importance in making incognito donations and doing incognito service. See, Baba himself is incognito, and he loves his children who do incognito service, who do not really want a name, a huge name and a title. No. To be honest, I don't know if I should say this or not, but I mean, let's not get into this. But I don't know, it makes me feel so dissatisfaction or what is there. But a few people are very good with their speaking skills and with their stage of presenting something. But when you meet them personally, or when you look at their life uh, closely, you will find that it is only on the stage, maybe. Happens. At times might even happen with me. At times it happens with the others. But here is something that we need to really check. This is something very personal. And a face that I am putting up in front of others and a face truly at the back. For such a soul, Baba says, Baba speaking about great importance of incognito donations and doing incognito service. So such a soul would always remain full within himself. He would be a carefree emperor and not be concerned about name or fame. He would be a carefree emperor in this. That is, he would always be seated on the throne of self-respect, not on a throne of limited respect. He is seated on the throne of self-respect and seated on an everlasting throne. He is seated on the throne of eternal and infinite attainment. This is known as being a world benefactor server. Never move backwards in attaining success. See the name of the server, World Benefactor Server. So never move backwards in attaining success by having ordinary thoughts in the task of world service. Constantly attain success with renunciation and service and continue to move forward. Do you understand? Who is called a server? So are all of you servers? Any service that makes your stage fluctuate is not service. This goes for all of us, right? Baba stated this in one line that any service that makes your stage fluctuate is not service. Something that there is a lot of fluctuation in service. There are obstacles in service, and it is the service that makes you free from obstacles. However, any service that takes on the form of an obstacle is not service. That would not be called true service. That would only be called service in name. True service is a true diamond. Just as the sparkle of a true diamond can never remain hidden, similarly, true servers are true diamonds. Many a times we think that maybe I won't be able to do it, but let me say a hanji here. Let me, if Didi is asking and Didi is saying that, will you be able to do this? Yes, yes, I will be. But then I know that it might take some effort for me to get out at that time and do this kind of service. So see, Baba speaking about that only. If it is fluctuating your stage, if it is making you heavy inside, if it is creating a lot of thoughts, it is making you entering that bubble of thoughts about, oh, how will I do this? I won't be able to reach there. I should have said a no, etc., etc. That is not service. And there, if we are even present at the time of service, but बुद्धि से संकल्प अगर बहुत चलते हैं, stage अगर हिली हुई है, the Baba said that is not service. The true service is a true diamond. Just as the sparkle of a true diamond can never remain hidden, similarly, true servers are true diamonds. No matter how beautiful the sparkle of an artificial diamond may be, which one is valuable? It is the real diamond that has value. An artificial one doesn't have that value. True servers are invaluable jewels. A true server has value from many births. Service only in name shows a temporary sparkle. Therefore, become a constant server and continue to benefit the world with service. Do you understand what the importance of service is? No one is any less than the other. Each one of you is a special server with your own individual speciality. See, special server. Even if we are not able to do anything else, but Baba has given us that one speciality, that one quality. Maybe we can use that in service. Right? It's good how he is unfolding different um, like cases in service, or the different aspects of doing service. Okay? When he says each one of you is a special server having your own individual speciality, it means he's not mentioning that the person is going on a stage, who's doing this, doing that is a server. If you have a speciality, Baba is given you some kind of visheshta, doing seva with that also will make you a special servant. Right? So do not consider yourself to be any less. Then, after doing something, do not have any desire to earn a name for yourself. Continue to surrender your service to world benefit. Generally, on the path of devotion, those who are incognito donors, charitable souls, always think that everything should be for the benefit of everyone. They don't think that there should be something in it for them or that they should receive some fruit. No. Let everyone receive the fruit. They would be surrendered to serve everyone. They would not have any desires just for themselves. So, serve everyone in this way. Continue to accumulate in the bank of benefit for everyone. What will you then all become? Altruistic servants. If no one asks about you now, they will ask about you for 2,500 years. If someone asks about you for one birth or for, again, 2,500 years, then which is greater? And that is greater, it is not. Right? You often get these thoughts, right? When we are compared with somebody, when he or she has a good name, and people don't ask about me, people don't know me, and I was saying that's fine. They're going to ask about you for many years now. So remain beyond limited thoughts. Become an unlimited server. A carefree emperor seating on the Father's heart throne, and continue to celebrate in the happiness and pleasure of the confluence age. If any service makes you unhappy, then understand that that is not service. If anything makes you fluctuate or brings you into upheaval, then that is not service. Service is something that makes you fly. So beautiful, no? Service is something that makes you fly. Service makes you an emperor of the land without sorrow. You are such servers, are you not? Carefree emperors, emperors of the land without sorrow. Furthermore, success itself follows such souls. They do not chase after success. Success always follows them. Acha. You are making plans for unlimited service, are you not? Plans made for unlimited service with an unlimited stage are easily successful. Double foreign brothers and sisters have made a plan in which they want to ask all souls for a donation of a few minutes of peace, million minutes of peace appeal. So we will read just one more page and then we will stop there. This plan you have made for making the world a great donor is good. Whether they do it out of desperation or love, the sanskars of peace will emerge for a short time. Even if they follow a program, at least the sanskars of peace do emerge. Because the original religion of souls is peace anyway. You are the children of the ocean of peace. You are all residents of the land of peace. So, even by them bringing that out according to the program, that power of peace will continue to attract them. It is said that even if someone has only tasted something sweet once, then whether they receive something sweet or not, the taste of sweetness that they had will repeatedly pull them. So, this too is like tasting the honey of peace. Honey of peace. So, these sanskars of peace will automatically continue to remind them. Therefore, let there gradually be an awakening of peace in souls. This is also giving those souls a donation of peace, as well as making them donors. The pure thought that all of you have is that souls should experience peace in whatever way possible. World peace will also be based on peace in souls, will it not? Nature, the elements also functions on the basis of human beings. So the elements of nature will also become peaceful when souls become aware of peace. Then it doesn't matter in what way they do that, but they will have at least gone beyond peacelessness, and a minute's peace will continue to attract them again and again. Therefore, you have made a good plan. So we will stop here for the day, taking Bapdada's love and remembrance, and also from us children to Bapdada love and remembrance and namaste. Let's take a minute in silence, reflect upon who is a true server, and then we shall share points from the option. Om Shanti, we can share points.
Om Shanti, Deepika Ben.
Om Shanti, yes.
I think I should first congratulate myself. You know why? It's after almost 5 to 6 days. My phone is working and I'm able to share. Otherwise, I'm always on the chat box. And this was such a nice Murli because I always like this concept of altruistic server. Actually, I never even used to think God was an altruistic server. Because if you see in devotion, I remember especially this prayers to Tirupati and all. We'll tell God, see, we'll give you a hand of gold. Just give back the hand, like somebody loses a hand in an accident. So I always thought it was an exchange offer. I don't know which gold, where, which God, who took and all. But I knew that it was an exchange. I gave something to God and He gave me something back. Or whether even if it's a prayer, I asked God for something and He gave me. So the real concept of altruistic incognito came when God said, see, I'm coming back all the way just to take you, to lift you from here, this world, take you to Satyuk, and I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to sit on your thrones or enjoy all that. So that real concept of God altruistic, I liked. over here. Now, even in devotion, but as Baba mentioned in the Murli, they say, uh, when the right hand gives something, the left hand should not know. There are many people in devotional, if you see, if they have donated, charity, dharmashala, and all they have done. Some, of course, get their names printed over there on bricks and they put, but still there were incognito servers. There were servers who just gave without even reference for name. But here, when Baba is mentioning about if you ask for name for fruit, uh, the other part, of course, I understood about the importance of service. What if I'm serving? See, even now, we praise God. We, we say, Wa Baba Wa. We are praising Him. What if I do service? I am not looking for praise, but people are praising. Will you call me a left hand server or a right hand server? I just did my seva like that. I had no inclination asking people to praise me and all, but still they praise me. So then, what kind of server would I be labeled then? Om Shanti.
Um, Definitely a right hand server. Because when you mentioned that you know in the subtle, in within, that I don't want a name and I'm only doing my service, I'm only doing my bit, that's it. And that too, Baba's there with me. And even after that, if you are being praised, so definitely a right hand server. Because the where Baba, I don't know if it's this Murli or something, this is the platform for seva, and the field of seva is subtle, right? So inside, if we are clear enough that no, I don't want really a name, but after that also I'm getting it, I will be considered as a right hand server, not a left hander. Like a very good example in front of us is Sister Shivani. She never wanted anything for herself, right? Never wanted anything for herself. She even rejected coming on the first show that she came up on, and where the seva took a different turn. But today, if we see if there's a face for Brahma Kumaris, then people outside think that there's nobody else and there's Sister Shivani. That doesn't mean she comes in the left hand category. She's definitely a right hand Sevadhari because she never, until date, she even if we listen to her today, she always says that Baba's doing it. And see, a very clear fact also comes in. The more she does it in an altruistic way, the more Baba utilizes her for sale, right? And that is where uh, subtle checking for all of us comes in. That अगर मैं आ गया बीच में that subtlety that I wanted for myself, immediately Baba is going to keep me like, hold on, I'm not going to use you this time for seva. Let me give others a chance. This happens. This happens. क्योंकि मिलावट आ जाती है ना. So now, as you mentioned, it's totally a right hand example. The others
Yeah,
also may add on, please.
yeah, I agree with you. But there are at times when Baba, I don't know if you heard his Murli, Baba says any service where people are not drawn towards me, where people are drawn towards a speaker or what he speaks or of the knowledge, but that when they don't go behind the curtain and look at me, what service it is. Sometimes, I have seen Baba has mentioned this in his. That is why I just wanted to take that. That was just one point, but I think I'll wait for others to add. Om Shanti.
Yes, yes, please. Others also may share because this also happens. Baba को देखने के बजाय we look at the speaker. So true. Yeah, Vijit bhai, please go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Om Shanti. So I'll just share one thought. So for me, what I feel is um, what you feel inside is very important when others are praising you. So if I feel okay, I'm intellectually good, I have a, very good way of presenting. I am very special. When others praise, if you have this ecstasy inside, then I think then we are not really um, that altruistic service. There is some feel inside for having done a good job. So um, so I think we need to think that it is Baba who used. Um, we need to have that stage that Ninda, Stuti, or whatever others say, right? We need to have that stable stage that I am just an instrument. But to attain that stage, I think we have to grow in that meditation, and then we need to have that Icarus stage, I suppose. Okay, because when others praise, of course, we feel good, but there are altruistic servers. See, if you take any even you take a knife. So when we use the knife to cut the vegetables, right? So the knife doesn't really, um, think that it's because of me he is able to cut all these vegetables. If I'm not there, what would he do, right? But the knife is just became an instrument for someone to use that, so that someone use that knife in a very proper way and cut that vegetable in a very proper way, right? So knife was just an instrument. So similarly, when we are able to create a stage that I am not doing anything, I am just being used by, my boss or my God. I am just being an instrument. When we create that stage, it becomes really easy for us to maintain that stage. Even somebody praises, we'll be able to consistently maintain that I am just being used. So we don't feel that ecstasy. We feel so thankful to God for using me. I mean, that's one sharing. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Wonderful discussion going on. Adding to it, it is Baba's knowledge. Everything which is being shared by the dais to the audience, everything belongs to Baba. I'm just a medium. This reality, this belief, naturally, when anybody applauds, applaud will go to the owner, to the person who owns that knowledge. So the knowledge of Baba, applaud, even if it is directed to the speaker believes, yes, it is Baba's credit, it's Baba's knowledge. If it comes in my mind that yes, I have really spoken well, that means it's just a violation that knowledge belongs to Baba, everything belongs to Baba, and I am taking the credit. So if it is like that yes, I am taking the credit and the knowledge is of Baba, it is just like the postman reading a letter of the child of the old lady, and the old lady says, "Oh, postman, I'm really thankful to you. What a wonderful letter." That credit really goes to that child who has written that letter. So this understanding makes it very, very clear that when everything belongs to Baba, even Ninda, Stuti, if anybody doing Ninda to me, it is not my Ninda, it's his Ninda. If anybody doing my Stuti, it belongs to his Stuti. So if a person is in that state, he'll be free from all the if and buts, all the Ninda and Stuti, and he'll be free from all the hindrances. Now the discussion was going on whether it is right or left. Definitely, right and left both are important. But the thing is that the most appropriate is right? Because R is for responsible, R is for Ruhani, R is for reliable. And why? Because it becomes reliable because the next letter I is not for inspection but for introspection. And when it is I am a soul, the belief. And G is for Gyan Swarup and Gyan Murta. And H is definitely the honest approach. And if that is the Purusharth, that is the proceedings of the state of mind, definitely it will make T for self transformation, and with that self transformation, the world transformation, and the outcome of that will be, even if it is Ninda Stuti, it belongs to Baba. Definitely, anybody is applauding me, the applaud goes to Baba. That belief from inside, and if that is the state, I think that is the right, not the left. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. Anybody wants to add anything, wants to share anything? One point that Kirsha's sister mentioned about um, not looking at Baba and looking only at the speaker. One thought that comes here is it depends on both the speaker and the listener, right? If I am a Gyani soul and I am listening to somebody's uh, class or a lecture, maybe, so what am I considering? मतलब, am I thinking कि कितना अच्छा चिंतन है, this person is so good, this soul is so good, and am I getting trapped there? Also, a challenge here for the listener, but also for the speaker. With what intention is he or she delivering that particular class? Just as the others also mentioned, like Vijay Bhai shared, Sanjay Bhai shared, that we need to consider ourselves an instrument there, right? So it is also the duty of the listener. While Baba has mentioned in a lot of Murlis कि किसी और में नहीं फंसना है, उसकी विशेषता है तो वो बाबा ने दी है, right? And also he mentions about the sisters at the center. They are not reading the Murli. It's Baba. And even for Brahma Baba, he says that he is not responsible. It's again Shiv Baba, right? So it becomes both ways. Jesse, as a listener, I need to play the part of not getting trapped into somebody else's voice or tonal quality of the way of giving a lecture. It's only Baba who has filled in that speciality in that soul. And as a speaker also, it's Baba who's using me. Right?
Just to add to what you said, Deepika Ben, you said about sisters in the center. I also want to give you the example of dadis. See, when we hear the Murli or something from the dadis, it's what they said mattered more, not how they spoke. They were not very great communicators, but something from them came along with what they spoke. I think, as you said, when the sisters, if you see some of these sisters have an exam way of reading the Murli, Baba ne kaha, Baba ne kaha. That really drives us to tell that it's not the speaker's portion, it's God's portion. I think so. It depends on we listeners. I remember those days. Have you heard of this HMV gramophone? So with the dog signal, it means his master's voice. I really love that. So when the gramophone is playing, it's saying it's not me giving the voice. It's the voice of the master, whomever you're hearing, whichever record is placed there. So even if we deliver, if we just have that concept, HMV, in our mind, that I am just the voice of the master because my master is incorporeal, poor thing, he cannot come down. So I am just the voice. I think that concept, if we have within our mind, irrespective of what people think, I will be incognito, sir. I just thought I should add this, Om Shanti.
So true. What an analogy. Wonderful. I am only the voice of the master. So true. Nice. Anyone else wants to add anything? Wants to share anything?
Om Shanti. What happens
Oh,
when there is a lot of stuti, na? What we say that it's my good deeds, it's my work, it's my talent, so that I've got lot of stuti. When we get ninda, we say that no, it's not me which I have done. There are circumstances which have done this and that and that. So very well said by that sister, that his master's voice, that if that is the belief from within, even the ninda will not touch me, even the stuti will not touch me. Because if the letter belongs to the child and what the postman reads, whatever good and bad is that belongs to that child, not the postman. If there is any bad remarks written in the letter, that old lady will not shout at the postman, but she will shout at the child that who has written this letter. So similarly, whatever the applause and the negativity which gets from the listeners belongs to Baba. So if that is the state, then only the Ninda and Stuti will not touch us. But if we feel that I am speaking, then the problem starts. Ninda will come to me, Stuti will come to me. But if it belongs to Baba, Baba ka hai, Baba ka gyan hai, Baba bula raha hai, Baba is doing everything. That is not from the just for the sake of saying what that happens in the general seva. Even we say that Baba ne seva karaya, but we mean to say that I have done that seva. That should be from within, from the heart, from the core of the heart, that yes, it's Baba doing. Then that Ninda and Stuti will not affect us. Om Shanti.
Very rightly said. Many a times people say that it's Baba doing it, but internally it should come from within, right? But it's actually Baba doing it. So true.
Deepika Ben, I know time is running out. A small request. On Monday, when you take up the Murli again, please touch on that million minutes of peace, because that was such a beautiful plan which Baba has mentioned here. And I was not part of it, but I was part of the manifesto for peace in the year 2000. Something like that, which was created, and it was beautiful. If you can, I don't know whether Baba is going to mention it again, but if you can touch upon that, so maybe that will give a motivation for some of us, something like that to reveal Baba in the final moments, some kind. If you can just touch upon it, because now I know you have no time. When again you take it up on the Murli on Monday, million MMP, and how it went again to in 2000, because I remember Dr. Nirmala had come and I was with her when we had this manifesto for peace in the year 2000. Om Shanti.
That's so good. Yes, yes, we have an entire paragraph coming up for the million minutes of peace. And of course, we're going to discuss this on Monday also. Right? Okay, so let's spend a minute in silence, reflecting upon the points that Baba shared about spiritual service, about honest heart, and about a true altruistic server. Let's spend a minute in silence, taking up just one point for myself and sticking to it with the same consciousness. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank
Oh,
you.
oh.
Yeah, thank you, Baba. Thank you, Deepika Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We'll connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.